Stick with me for a quick history lesson that might change how you see the world. I'm going to explain how settler colonialism is inherently genocidal. This topic is painfully relevant for indigenous peoples all around the world. First off, what exactly is settler colonialism? It's when settlers come to stay, take over the land, and often displacing indigenous populations. Sounds simple, but it's layered with violence, racism, and yes, genocide. You see, land is life. For indigenous people, land simply isn't property. It's about their identity, their culture, and their survival. For indigenous peoples, the land, the culture, and the people are one. When settlers arrive with the intention of staying, they're not just taking over the land, they're erasing entire cultures. It's not an exaggeration to say that indigenous peoples are in an active genocide. Let's take North America or Turtle Island as an example. Settler colonialism hasn't just displaced indigenous communities. There was a systematic attempt to destroy a way of life. This was done through both direct violence and policies aimed at assimilation. When physical violence didn't work, forced assimilation was the next best thing. And tens of thousands of Native American children forced into boarding schools is just one example. So this brings us to the logic of elimination. This is a concept that encapsulates the nature of settler colonialism. And it's not always about outright killing. Although since 1492, there's been plenty of that. It's about eliminating indigenous peoples altogether, including their culture and way of life. This is done through land theft, cultural destruction, and forced assimilation policies. This involves the elimination of native languages, customs, and forms of spirituality. In a settler colonial society, it's important to erase any trace of indigenous cultures. This allows the invading population to claim legitimacy over stolen land. It's all about the land and the resources that come with it. And trust me, the structure of settler colonialism doesn't stop there. The aim is to control every aspect of the lives of indigenous peoples. Here in the United States, settler colonialism is built into the very fabric of our nation. And it plays out on every level in social life. In our education system, especially academia, in departments like anthropology, in literature and the entertainment industry. Racist books like Empire of the Summer Moon is a perfect example. The mascot issue, the poverty crisis, the MMIW crisis are all a result of settler colonialism. In a settler colonial society, it's important for natives to be described as savages and uncivilized. Negative depictions of Native Americans in film, in the education system, in literature, not only justify land theft, it justifies outright genocide. Virtually all the problems that you see in indigenous communities stem from settler colonial policies and the inherent violence that comes with colonialism. But there is always hope because indigenous peoples have always resisted and continue to fight to reclaim their rights and the land. The land back movement is a perfect example of this. There are sovereignty movements all across Turtle Island. So what can all of us do? Well, we can start by educating ourselves. But first, we need to stop looking at settler colonialism as some past historical event. It's a structure that affects us each and every day. And we need to listen to indigenous voices and support their struggles. But most importantly, we need to challenge any narrative that justifies or attempts to hide the impact of settler colonialism. It's not about history, it's about what's happening right now. And it's up to us to challenge this structure and decolonize our lives. Thank you for sticking with me, and don't forget to like and share the video, and see you in the comment section.